with us today. This is Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. That's Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Hi, guys. How did we sleep last night?
I slept amazing last night. I don't know about you, Skip, but I slept well.
I'm so happy for you, but I'm happier for me because this is the second day you've been away from the studio, and I am having such a good time here. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. You always make it too cold in here for me, and the temperature is just perfect right now. So wherever you are, if you want to stay another couple of days, you have my blessing.
You know what, Skip Bayless? I was talking to Rick the other day. He said you always did think you were the only child.
That is true.
You like playing. You like being by yourself.
That is a fact. And I was the oldest, and you were the second oldest, right?
Yeah, I was the youngest.
The youngest.
I'm the youngest.
There you go. Okay.
Yes. Older sister, older brother.
Well, and here we go again. I'm still the oldest, right?
Yes, you still the oldest. Still like being. Yeah, you wanted to be an only child. You were upset when your mom and dad brought another child home.
That is true. That is more true than you would believe. Here we go.
I'm going to refrain from going off on saying how much of an old married couple you two sound like this morning. But anyway, let's start with some important news, guys. This is a story we've been following. You two were all over it yesterday morning. It's a serious one. According to a new report from Shams, the Grizzlies had a players-only meeting before Morant flashed a gun on Instagram Live over the weekend. Steven Adams reportedly talked to the team about needing to show better discipline on road trips, avoiding going out and partying. Then yesterday, local police in Colorado confirmed that, yes, they are investigating Morant's incident and if he broke any local gun laws. Shannon, what's your reaction to these latest developments?
Well, you know what, guys, I'm going to take Ja's apology at face value. I'm going to say he's apologized. He apologized. He's sorry for the things that he's done in the past. And I'm going to say everything that happened before that apology was the old Ja. I believe the new Ja will go down a different road that he was traveling on. And so I'm going to say that's the old Ja. Yeah, it's disappointing, Skip, because you have a veteran guy in Steven Adams noticing that there's something. And Shams also reported, like, everybody know who he was talking about.
Yeah.
He didn't call any names. But everyone that was in the meeting knew exactly who he was talking about. And instead of adhering to what Steven Adams was saying, what did Ja do? Got his bags and went out. So I'm going to say that was the old Ja. You know, sometimes, Skip, I think, guys, and that's why I say it all the time, Skip, you cannot fool the guys in the locker room. You might be able to fool some of the media members. You might be able to fool some of the outside public. But you can't fool the guys in the locker room because they see you more than anyone. You can't fool. They know you as well, if not better than your own family, because guess what, Skip? You're around them all the time. If you have a problem, they're going to know about it. If you're going out on road trips every single night, you put your bag, as soon as you hit the town, you set your bag down and you're off and running, or you have your boys or someone come pick you up. They know about it. And so Steven Adams saw that this was a problem. He's probably thinking this is one of the reasons why we're 26-5 at home and we're 12-20 on the road. I'm not going to read too much into that, Skip, because I see the Golden State Warriors are 27-7 at home and they're 7-24 on the road. And I don't think they have an issue with Steph Curry and Clay and Draymond, their senior, their best players, going out on every road trip. But this was a problem, and Steven Adams sought to address it, and Ja, the old Ja, didn't adhere. Also, Skip, if you notice, people are making excuses because we know the NBA is investigating whether the gun and how the gun got to Colorado. People are saying, well, maybe he purchased the gun in Colorado. You're not purchasing a gun in a state that you're not a resident of. It doesn't work like that. Well, maybe it was a lighter. I don't think the Memphis Grizzlies are suspending Morant for 2 games for a lighter. I don't think Morant is issuing an apology if that's a lighter. So stop making excuses. That's part of the problem. A person can't get the help he or she needs if all people does is make excuses for them. I'm glad Ja finally realized, and maybe it took him going IG Live, because he was so tone deaf, because a lot of the issues that he had been dealing with, Skip, that we had started to hear about involved guns. He's so tone deaf, he's so oblivious to what's actually going on. What does he do? He get a gun. and he's twirling around. And I mean, look, Skip, a little old gun like that. When I saw the gun, Skip, the first thing come to my mind was Harlem Nights. You remember the scene with Eddie Murphy? They got the Gatling gun, and do like pow, pow, and he told him put that little you know what down. Even though it's a handgun, and I knew the NBA wasn't going to look favorably upon this. They frowned on situations like this because Ja is one of the faces of the NBA, and that's not a good look. And they're investigating to see how did that gun get from Memphis all the way to Denver. And Ja's going to be in serious trouble if they conclude that gun was in his bag and it left and it originated maybe at the training facility. And so what? They went and that gun was at the arena. I think it's the Pepsi Center. I think that's what he played in Denver, Skip. And then he was at Shotgun Willie's. Skip, you know Denver, that's my old stomping ground.
I know.
Shotgun Willie's right there in Colorado. Now, here's the thing, Skip, because they were playing like downtown, and so he bypassed the Diamond Cabaret. They got a great steak at the Cabaret.
Ooh.
Went to Shotgun Willie's on Colorado Boulevard. There used to be one right behind it called the Mile High Saloon, and right down the street where we used to go, Skip, was a club called Jimmy's. Had a great time. I heard that. I saw it on the travel brochure. I don't know anything about these places, but I saw it on the travel brochure one time.
Okay, so Shannon, real quick. So this is in what's called the Glendale neighborhood?
That's Glendale. Right? It's Glendale.
Okay,
it's
so
Glendale.
we were in Glendale and Phoenix at the Super Bowl. That's where the stadium is, and there's a Glendale out here in Los Angeles, but there's a Glendale neighborhood there.
Colorado.
And is it known? I read in the AP report it's known for strip clubs and shoppings, like strip shopping centers, I guess.
Cherry Creek is right. It's probably Skip its walking distance. Like Colorado Boulevard runs through, and it's right. It's absolutely right there. And I think that's Mississippi Parker Road in Mississippi. Parker Road and Colorado Boulevard. It's right there on the corner. You can't miss it. Like I said, I don't know if Mile High Saloon is still there, but you're right. Cherry Creek Shopping Center is right there in Glen. It's right there, Skip. It's right there.
Okay, so is this like a dangerous area to you?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Okay. Before I leave you and launch on this, I thought of you last night when I read that Steven Adams had called out the team, but they all knew that it was directed mostly at Ja for their road behavior or misbehavior. Do you remember times in your career as the sort of veteran senior leader of the Broncos and or Ravens when you felt compelled to pull a teammate aside or call a teammate out in front of the group and say, you got to shape up or ship out? Did you have any discussions like that with the younger player?
Absolutely, but it was never to the caliber of player that Ja was. One of the guys that I used to have conversations with all the time, and I don't think he'll have a problem with me saying it now, was Clinton Portis. Yeah. Because I saw the talent that he had, but I saw some of the things that he was doing. And so I would always pull him aside. And maybe had I stayed, Mike would have felt comfortable enough to keep Clinton Portis there. But once I retired, Mike ended up trading him to get Champ Bailey in return, and we all know how that worked out. It worked out pretty well for the Broncos. But yes, Skip, you always, because you see some of the things, guys coming in, smelling like, I'm like, bro, go take a shower. Ain't no way you going into the meeting smelling like that. You like you took a shower this morning in a vat of alcohol. Yeah. Come on, bro, what you doing here?
Okay. Now, I got two big points to fire back at you with or bounce off you.
Okay.
You mentioned a road record, 12-20. Again, Golden State is really struggling on the road, but that started from the start. And I continue to tell you there's something wrong with Golden State this year, and I think it all emanated from the punch that Draymond threw at Jordan Poole. They never got right off that punch, and the great culture that they had was fractured somehow. So I don't read as much into that as I do into the Grizzlies' road record, which is 12-20, as you point out. They're a better team right now than Golden State is. They're on the rise, and Golden State, to me, is slightly on the decline, even though they had the recent winning streak. It was mostly Clay. It was before Steph got back. But I still don't fear them in the West. But Memphis, would you believe their road record is worse or let me do it upside down. Would you believe your Lakers have a better road record than the Memphis Grizzlies have? That's all you
No, I
need to
wouldn't
know,
believe that.
because that shows you something was really amiss on the road for a very good basketball team that was
Yeah.
virtually unbeatable at home. Not quite to Denver's level, but very good at home. But on the road, they rank 18th in the NBA in road record. Well, you can't tell me that doesn't have something to do. It's not a coincidence that we just had the Ja episodes, because I think again, Shannon, he's the best player on the team. I don't know if
Yes,
they